One thing I heard you say one time was you described authenticity as the oxygen of your coaching style.
Yeah, I am unequivocally me. That's probably one of my weaknesses is that I'm a stubborn mule. It takes me a while to come around sometimes, but I eventually do. I can have a short temper in meetings, but again, I eventually come back around. Yeah, you talk about style. I mean, I can remember. You can go back on my Twitter and search from 5 6 years ago when I said I will never take another snap under center and off on the offensive side of the ball ever, um, until I had to. And then I was able to adjust, and this was in 2023 at Waterford, and I finally put my stubbornness aside and started taking snaps under center, and it's amazing what happens with your offenses. Um, yeah, I always try to kind of pride myself on that authenticity piece. Like uh, I'm not gonna blow smoke. I'm not gonna BS any kids. I'm gonna be honest with them. I'm gonna be, uh, I'm not gonna tell a kid. I'm not gonna tell a kid something because I need to tell him that. And that's even with when I was recruiting. When I was at Lake Forest, we really prided ourselves in relationship recruiting. And so we were going to talk to, we were going to talk to a smaller number of kids and build relationships with them and get those guys on campus more than just blanket recruiting and trying to get, 800 kids in your queue a little bit. So we were that's who I am as a person, as a coach. That's how I've always been. I think that's just how I was raised by my parents, as being honest to a fault, probably. But I think if I weren't, kids would know. Kids, I always tell coaches, kids can smell bullcrap from a mile away, and they can see if you're not being authentic. They can see if you're being fake, if you're trying to be something you're not. Like that's I'm not a big energy guy. Like, I'm not a big juice guy. I'm just not. I'm more, I'm an offensive line guy who's more cerebral, more thinking. If I tried to be like super high energy and jumping around and running around and doing things like that, like, it would feel forced, and the kids would see that it was forced, and it wouldn't be genuine.